The episode opens in the cold, unforgiving north. Snow falls silently across the land as the wind whispers through ancient trees. A stark lord stands before his people, his voice calm but filled with weight. He reminds them of an ancient promise, a vow made long ago. The North will stand with Rhaenyra Targaryen. This is not just loyalty, it is duty. And as his words echo through the frozen air, one thing becomes clear: war is no longer coming. War has already begun. Cut to Dragonstone. The sky is dark and the sea crashes violently against the rocks below. Inside the castle, everything feels still, heavy, broken. Rhaenyra Targaryen sits alone, consumed by grief after the death of her son, Lucerys Velaryon. She doesn't speak, she doesn't cry, because some pain is too deep for tears. The room is silent, but her silence is louder than any scream. Then footsteps. A messenger arrives. His face tells the story before his words do. Slowly, he reveals the truth. Lucerys was not lost to fate, he was killed. And the name behind it, Aemon Targaryen. For a moment, time freezes. Rhaenyra lifts her head, her expression changes. The grief is still there, but now something darker rises within her. This is no longer politics. This is no longer about the Iron Throne. This is personal. This is revenge. Meanwhile, in King's Landing, the atmosphere is completely different, but just as dangerous. The Red Keep stands tall, but inside, chaos quietly grows. Aegon II Targaryen sits on the Iron Throne, but he does not look like a king in control. He is emotional, angry, and unpredictable. His rule is driven not by wisdom, but by rage. At his side stands Otto Hightower, trying desperately to maintain order. He speaks of strategy, patience, and calculated moves. He understands that war is not just fought with swords, but with planning. But Aegon doesn't want strategy. He doesn't want patience. He wants revenge, and he wants it now. And then there is Aemon, silent, cold, unshaken. When others question what happened, he shows no regret, no guilt. Instead, he stands tall, almost proud. His actions have already changed everything, but in his eyes, it was necessary. This creates tension within the Green Council itself. Even allies begin to feel uneasy. But while the Greens argue in the open, something far darker is being planned in the shadows. Back on Dragonstone, Daemon Targaryen watches everything unfold. Unlike others, he does not wait. He does not debate, he acts. Quietly, secretly, he sets a plan into motion. He hires two men who are desperate, dangerous, and willing to do anything for gold. Their names will soon be remembered with fear. Blood and cheese. Their mission is simple. A life for a life. No battlefield, no warning. Just revenge. Inside the Red Keep, the night feels different. Quiet but heavy. Something is wrong. Helaena Targaryen sits with her children, unaware of the horror that is about to unfold. The doors open. Shadows enter the room. The killers have arrived. What follows is not war, it is terror. They give her a choice, an impossible choice. A mother forced to decide which child will live and which will die. Fear fills the room. Time slows down. Every second feels endless. And then the unthinkable happens. A child is murdered, not in battle, not with honor, but in cold, brutal revenge. The screams echo through the Red Keep. The horror spreads like fire. This is not just an attack, this is a message. And that message is clear. There is no going back. This moment changes everything. Any chance of peace is gone. Any hope of compromise is dead. Both sides have now crossed a line from which there is no return. War is no longer avoidable. War is now inevitable. And at the center of it all stands Rhaenyra. Back on Dragonstone, she finally rises. The silence that once surrounded her is gone. In its place, something far more dangerous has taken hold. Grief has turned into rage. Pain has turned into power. She does not need to speak. Her face says everything. This is no longer just a fight for the throne. This is a war of blood, a war of revenge, a war of fire. Music rises intense. And as the flames of war begin to spread across the realm, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The dance of the dragons has begun. Fire-ending line, slow, powerful tone. This is not just a war for the throne. This is a war of blood, revenge, and fire.